Hey, hey, people. What's up? How y'all doing? Welcome back. We're playing PowerWash. As soon as it... There we go. Bonjour.
Bonjour, parlez-vous français?
Bonjour.
Bonjour, that is all the French I know.
Me gato arigato.
I think that was Spanish.
Subaru.
God
Teriyaki.
damn it.
That
You're
movie is
just
so
quoting
fucking
a scary
funny.
movie.
That shit is
Benihana,
so...
Yokohama,
Benihana. Mitsubishi.
Suzuki.
It's so fucking dumb.
Yeah, the first time I watched it, I completely missed that. And then the second time I watched it, I'm like, wait a second. This kid isn't speaking Japanese. He's just repeating company names.
He's just repeating names. He's
Yeah.
not actually speaking Japanese. I mean, I was a
Gods.
kid when I saw Scary Movie for the first time. Also, hi, Diane.
God. Somebody posted like one of those cheap houses on Reddit, and somebody's like, hey, yo, this person's going to pick this up. It's going to be haunted by a kid saying, Benihana, Yokohama. Uh,
Alright, let's do this shit. Oh, let me sit up.
oh, yeah. Did you see Death Stranding 2 on the Beach PC version has been rated by the ESRB?
Has it?
Yep. So which means...
I'm excited to finally play it.
Yep, it'll probably...
In a year?
I'm guessing they're going to drop the release date at the Game Awards.
Probably. That's when Phantom Pain was announced. That's where Death Stranding 1 was announced.
Yeah, those early trailers were funky.
Oh, man. Oh, man. The Phantom Pain trailer at the Game Awards was nuts. It was completely batshit insane. And for like an hour, nobody had any idea what the fuck it was.
Huh.
Because they used an anagram.
Oh, yeah, they did the same thing for PT.
Yeah, they used an anagram, and it took people a minute to be like, wait a minute. But now, whenever people see, like, eccentric games like that, and they don't recognize the developer, everybody's like, oh, it's just Kojima.
Which has worked it not in people's favor. God, that one dev's like, oh yeah, this is obviously a Kojima game. They're rebooting Silent Hills under Kojima. They've come to an agreement. And then it turns out it's literally just a scam developer that somehow got a bunch of money from Sony, and they were trying to ride the train where it blew up in their face.
Oops. What was that one game with the astronaut? The guy in the spacesuit.
God, I can think of like a dozen games.
It had trailers a bunch, and every time I saw it, I was like, that looks like Kojima made it, but it isn't.
Pragmata.
Yeah, Pragmata.
They said it's still coming out.
Every time I see trailers or anything for that game, I'm like, that is a Kojima game.
Yeah, it's real funky.
Like, it is a Kojima game, but somehow Kojima did not work on it.
Yep.
We've been laying in bed for 10 minutes and he still didn't say anything. For context, Diane got a new lip piercing.
Oh, nice.
I'm hoping that she had headphones on when I said that. And nostril. I didn't see the nostril one.
You know, I'd like to get my ears pierced again, but last time they got really nastily infected, and I could have a one of those unlucky people who has something on their skin that if they get piercings, everything gets infected. So.
Oh yeah. So for context, Diane did a thing, which I am not going to repeat. And a certain someone has not noticed yet.
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it out loud. That's why I didn't. Because you don't wear headphones for some fucking reason. Put on headphones.
God.
Like, are you mad?
What if somebody hears AWOL's unhinged 2 a.m. tweets and 5 a.m. tweets and 1 p.m. tweets?
Do you also toast your bread before and after applying toothpaste?
What?
There was another one of those viral posts on Twitter of someone being like, am I crazy? Because apparently I'm the only person that wets their toothbrush before and after applying toothpaste. Like, you know, engagement-based shit, because obviously, at this point in the public discourse, everybody knows that everybody does it differently. You're just saying some shit so that you can go viral. Right?
Yep.
So I made a post that was like, am I the only one who toasts my bread before and after applying toothpaste?
Nice.
And there was another one of those ones. Hold on, I gotta pull it up because I don't remember this. There was one from like a pizza. And the pizza one was like, such and such sauce and such sauce, like I think like garlic sauce and ketchup or something. You know, something ridiculous. Aren't available. What are you putting on this pizza? And the obvious answer is nothing. If it's a good pizza, at best, you're going to put garlic salt on it. And that's it. Right?
Yeah.
So I took a screenshot of that pizza and I posted it and said, gorilla armpit air and horse ass sweat aren't available. What are you putting on this pizza?
That's funny.
There was another one a while back that was like, before you DM me, this is how I'm built or something.
Yep, I remember that one.
That one was going around a while. So I posted a picture of a white plastic armchair with that caption.
Amazing. I see you too like absurdist comedy.
I just like, I like absurdist comedy in the context of everybody is making these dumb posts to go viral. So I'm going to post, do you put corn on pizza? No, I don't. But Linda, LinkedIn Art, who has done a bunch of art for me, is from Venezuela. And she said that she does, and it's a thing in South America. And I've never had it. I could try it sometime. Potato on pizza? No, I've never done that. I have heard of that one, though, too. People putting potato slices. It just seems like honey on pizza. I have done that, yes. Certain pizzas, it depends. Because, like, a good pizza sauce is a little sweet. Just a little, but not too much. You know? And I think some pizza places don't do a good job of balancing that sweetness. Pineapple, I'm good. I don't like pineapple on pizza. I do not approve of it. I get it, but I do not approve of it.
You know, I just read something that my mind is blown. Apparently, not all salsa is gluten-free. I thought they were just doing it for marketing. Like, some salsas fucking add, what was it, chicken bouillon, or just straight up some kind of flour to their salsa. I'm like, what in tarnation? Lord God Almighty. If your salsa has fucking flour in it, you need to be fired.
Yeah, they do that with a lot of stupid shit for no reason. Like the chili powder that poisoned me. a year ago. The expired chili powder that my uncle used in his chili
Oh God.
that had wheat in it.
Oh no.
It's chili powder. There's no reason.
Yeah. Bonkers.
It's good for your lady. I don't have a lady, Diane. And I probably never will.
I think you will. I believe.
La da 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 da. I feel like this one should have the zipline seat.
Yep. I'm also afraid to move anything in case I break it.
Yeah, don't. If you need something moved, just say.
Yeah, I was gonna say I probably should ask you.
I remember when I first started playing the first game and I didn't know you could hit C. So I played like this.
God. That's funny.
Yeah, I didn't know. Are you gonna clean the top? Vig's up there. He'll be fine. He doesn't take fall damage after the accident.
The accident, god damn it. After the accident,
I fell into
a
I fell into a nuclear waste dump and all I got was no fall damage.
God damn it.
That's your superpower. You don't take fall damage.
Dude, that was literally 90% of the fucking plot of the Toxic Avenger remake.
It's also one of the only special powers that the heroes in Fable have.
Yep.
So the heroes in Fable are stronger and like they never say it outright, but they're supposed to be like stronger and faster and yada yada yada. Right? But the only actual special power they get is that they don't take fall damage. What are you doing? I'm pacing. I do this in real life too. I have a choice. I can either pace around the room in real life, or I can pace around the room in the video game.
Oh, I did that too. It drives Foxy bonkers.
Yeah, I pace. I pace bad. I started pacing in video games on the Xbox 360 when I was playing Oblivion and talking to people. I would just run around. The family group chat is blowing up with people talking about Thanksgiving tomorrow and people asking, like, hey, do you have, like, cornstarch and shit? And I'm like, guys, most of the people in this group chat have been doing Thanksgiving dinner for over 20 years.
Yep.
I would hope that they have the things they need.
Yep. That just reminded me, I was hanging out with Bulldog playing some Risk of Rain.
Mm-hmm.
And during that, we have a mutual group chat with like 8 other friends. And in the time since he started streaming, we ended up posting like 50 messages because we were memeing. And he pulls open his phone midstream and is like, what in the fuck is going on? Oh God, what happened? And no, it was just memes. He thought something had happened because there were like 51 messages in the course of less than 10 minutes. No, we're just memeing like idiots. Because somebody was talking about Thanksgiving and they had a bunch of turkeys in their truck, and then it got into memes, and I'm like, enough to feed a dragon perhaps? And then someone's like, I don't know how to cook, and then I posted the meme of Homer Simpson putting together cereal and milk and then it catching fire.
God damn, these girders are so fucking tall.
Yep. I am Bender, please insert girder. Yeah, I had a funny conversation with somebody recently about a dream they had about founding their own company because the existing companies in the space are all complete idiots. And I'm just like, damn, if only I had the money, I would go all in.
I fell. I am now die.
You can't die, AWOL. Live. I'm going to call in Dr. Hairru, and he'll give you new knees. Better knees.
I am die. Thank you forever.
God, you remember those early AI, the Brenda obituary?
No, I do not.
Find it. Brenda.
That's from a HoloLive collab. I am die. Thank you forever. It was, I can't remember. I can't remember which talents it was, but it was one English and one Japanese talent playing the bomb defusal game.
Oh, God.
Keep talking or we both explode or something, whatever it is.
Yeah, that one's fun.
And they shared some language, but not a lot. And it was great. And that's one of the things that the Japanese talent said right before the bomb went off is, I am die, thank you forever.
Okay, I got it. Brenda Tent retired from the living at the age of old, surrounded by family and natural causes. A librarian from birth, Brenda was an avid collector at dusk. She had a sweetheart and married her high school. She loved having hobbies and helping her sons to be disadvantaged youths. She had no horses, but thought she did. The church gave her a choir because she sang like a bird and looked like a bird, and Brenda was a bird. She owed us so many poems. The funeral will be held in 1977 at Heaven. In lieu of flowers, send Brenda more life. It's like back when AI was actually funny and produced unique things.
It was funny because it was bad.
Yep.
And now we've hit that point where it's not as bad, but it's so horrible in every other way.
Yep.
Like, it can actually produce okay things. The problem is the sheer amount of fuckery that went into that.
Yep. I still remember some of the old models produced the most insane creepy art there was because
oh yeah,
it was just slightly off. Like some people would just have an extra finger or an extra set of teeth, and it had these weirdly off-putting, like I remember one of them, I don't know if I still have the images, but it was literally people drinking lava, and it was like basically dream images. They were like something you see in a dream, and I was like, these are amazing. And then
that's how I have always described it, is a lot of early AI and even AI imagery now. If you told me that they figured out how to read a person's dreams and that this is what popped out, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that checks out.
Yep.
Like that fully AI video game action sequence that went viral like a month ago. I was like, this just looks like somebody dreamed about Battlefield.
Pretty much,
And we
yep.
just recorded it. Like, that's what this looks like.
Yep.
And it's everybody's like, we're trying to teach computers how to think for themselves. And I'm like, I think we just taught them how to dream, bro. I don't think we've accomplished anything else.
It's what I talked to my bosses about. I'm like, if you want to use AI for any portion of the business, you have to train it up like it's a child. You can't just tell it you want something. You have to train it how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't seem to get it.
Yeah, people just don't seem to get it. And I've said the same thing, that like you have to train it like it's a child. You don't need 18 to 20 years, but you still need to treat it the same way.
Yeah.
The biggest problem is that so many of the LLMs just need a redonkulous amount of raw data to even be usable.
Yep.
And what they keep doing is they keep going, we just need to tweak it so that it can handle larger amounts of data. And I'm like, no, what you should do is you treat it like a child. You give it less data that you validate. And you do more specific shit.
Yep.
Stop trying to make AGI and stop promising it. Because you're not going to do it. Not with what you're trying to do and how you're trying to do it. It's just not going to fucking happen.
Yep.
So knock it the fuck off.
Yeah, I tried it out
Stop
for work.
destroying the economy and the environment at the same time.
Yep, I tried it out for work to make a simple graphic, and it couldn't comprehend what I actually wanted, and it assumed anyone who works in the medical field is an Asian woman. And I was like, I don't know how I'm supposed to apply to this. Also, we missed the tail inner cap.
We did.
How can we be at 100 if we haven't finished it? There we go. Yeah,
I don't know.
Literally, no matter what you would tell Gemini, like you're like, please generate me a doctor, it would generate an Asian woman. And if you even said like white woman, black woman, it still would generate an Asian woman somewhere in the image. And I'm like, this is strange.
He wants the cat back. I will not call the cat his cat. That is not his cat. That is our cat. It belongs to the people.
Viva la revolution.
Personally, I find the idea of a thinking bug offensive.
Oh yeah, my favorite was I finally got really annoyed with it generating those images with not what I wanted, and I told it, give me an isometric view because you're not giving it to me out far enough. And it literally gave it to me like it was a set on like a movie or a video game and just pulled the camera out. So there was just an oblivion void around where the people were, and I'm like, it took me too literally.
I think I've figured out what the story for this game is.
What's that?
The beam of light was coming from a statue, and it was keeping the volcano inactive. And now the beam of light is off because somebody stole the jewels.
So we're all gonna die?
So the volcano is now active. And all of the things are just dealing with that. Like the cement truck went to the mine in the mountain, and now it's covered in shit. the mayor's blimp that we just cleaned. He said it was perfectly clean before, and then he flew over the town, and then it got all dirty.
Sounds about right. I think it's so unwieldy.
Yeah, it's not great.
It works great when you can get it actually to go where you want it to, but if you can't, it's just so unwieldy.
Yeah, the problem is that the bottom of that cleaner wants to, like, magnetize itself to any surface that you're pointing at. That's the problem. So, like, if you're, like, at a corner of something, it's just... let me pull it up for the people to see. It's just constantly changing orientation.
Yep.
And it's annoying as fuck.
There's a gnome on top of the mine entrance.
Good for them. These fucking gnomes, man. They're probably the source of all our problems. They probably stole the jewels.
Are we sure we aren't in Gravity Falls?
Hey, look. All I'm saying is, anytime there's a problem, the first person you should always blame is the Fae.
Pretty much, yes.
And then once you've made sure it isn't the Fae, then you can start investigating other people. There's a funny joke in Deep Space Nine episode where a crime takes place on the station. I can't remember what it was exactly. But Odo, the security chief, is like, well, I'll have to start interviewing witnesses, and I just went flying.
I saw that.
I'll have to start interviewing witnesses and talking to the local shopkeepers and stuff like that, right? Pull security footage, interview Quark, and then...
I was going to say, isn't the
Commander
first person
Cisco,
interview
is
Quark?
it Cisco or something? Cisco's like, you think Quark had something to do with this? And Odo just looks at him like he's crazy. He's like, I always interview Quark.
Yep. If he didn't do it, he probably has a good idea who would.
Yes. Anytime a crime is committed, Odo always asks Quark about it. Even if he didn't do it, at the very least, you can prove it wasn't him.
Yep. Yeah, I think the whole wildest part of Deep Space Nine that I can remember is the whole arc of Ferengi women finally getting clothes and pockets.
Oh my god. Finally getting rights?
Yep. If we give them pockets,
all of
they
it
might
just
want something.
boils down to, at the very end of that arc, is just them, what's it called? Like, it's the whole, like, the whole thing is so absurd. Because it's like, wait, if women can wear clothes, then they can go to work. And if they can go to work, then they can earn profit. And that'll be the complete downfall of Ferengi society. So if we let women wear clothes, it's over.
Yep.
And then Quark's mom immediately hits him back with, what's the matter, Quark? Afraid of a little competition? And then the Grand Nagus says the one thing that makes the whole misogyny thing in Ferengi culture absolutely batshit insane and not make any sense. Which is, Quark, females make up 48% of the Ferengi population. and they earn almost, and they like produce almost none of our like GDP.
Yep.
And it's like their whole species is about making as much money as possible. And they're just letting half of their population not participate in the economy at all.
Yep.
Like, huh? It just doesn't make sense.
Yep.
We were doing such a good job of balancing the soap and water that I didn't have to stop spraying for a while.
Yep. I literally only stopped really doing it well because there were just small spots that had to be taken care of.
Because that's the only limit in this one. In the last game, people that don't know, you had to buy the soap.
Yep. Which is why I never used it.
In this one, you don't have to buy the soap, and you don't have multiple soaps for different materials anymore either. The only limit is you can only apply so much soap at once. That's the only restriction. Also, who the fuck makes a white cement truck? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Pretty much, yes.
You should at least do like an off gray. Construction sites are filthy. The funny thing about DS9's the best characters are side ones. I 100% agree.
Yep.
Garrick is one of the best characters in Star Trek. Full stop. Odo, great character. Quark, great character. Cisco, kinda meh. Except for the occasionally good episode, like In the Pale Moonlight. And that one's only good because of Garrick.
Yeah, I've always been like, for me, it was always a toss-up between DS9 and Next Generation. And then as I've gotten older, I'm like, I think the better one is DS9, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that if we are rating it by, like, good one-offs, TNG wins by a landslide. Like, it's not even fair. But Deep Space Nine has so much interesting shit in it and so many good episodes and an actual overarching story.
Yeah.
It's just not comparable. It's like they just have completely different television formulas. You know? Just totally different.
Yep.
Because TNG was still like the original series formula, where it's like you, the baddie of the week, you know? It had the baddie of the week TV series formula. The fact that TNG did multi-parters, like the one where Picard gets assimilated by the Borg, was considered a huge change. Like the fact that there are TNG episodes that say "to be continued" was considered a big deal.
Yeah, Babylon 5 was also good.
Yeah, I've never seen Babylon 5. I should
You haven't?
I should watch that.
I obviously need to make that appear on your doorstep somehow.
They made Best of Both Worlds because Stewart got pissed. Really? About what? I haven't heard this story. I'm curious. If you know. I know you might not know the details. He thought his talents are being wasted? Okay, yeah, that's fair. That is fair. He is a very talented actor.
Yep, that's just like, God, what is his name? Richard Brake. Whenever you see him in something, you know shit's gonna get real. Just like in that episode of The Mandalorian. Just when he shows up, you know that episode's gonna get really fucking crazy real quick.
Oh, yeah. Or the concrete guy from Chernobyl. He's not the concrete guy. He's just known for the meme. Because in Chernobyl show, he says something like, well, now you've made a mistake there, because I don't know much about nuclear reactors, but I know a lot about concrete.
I vaguely remember that.
I can't remember the guy's name. He's in Andor.
Oh, Skarsgård.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that it?
Yep.
Is that it?
Yeah, one of the Skarsgård clan.
It sounds like that's it, but I'm not actually sure. But he's a good actor.
Yep.
He's got a very, like... He has a seriousness to him.
Yep.
Like, the man could monologue about anything and you would take him seriously.
Stellan Skarsgård.
That's it. Yeah. He's really nailed that aura that a person needs to have when they're trying to get a bunch of people to agree to them.
Yep.
Like, he walks in the room and everybody fucking shits their pants.
Yeah, it's like, God, the guy who played the crazy brother on God, the show, the Netflix show where the guy basically becomes the accountant for the cartels, or a cartel. God.
I don't know it. I'm not familiar.
It's gonna bug me now. I gotta look this up. My brain does not work well with post-COVID memory. It wasn't Zootopia. Ozark.
Oh, Ozark. Yeah. I've not seen Ozark, but I'm familiar.
Yeah, the guy who plays the her brother that's like super bipolar. Mm-hmm. Like, he's also kind of nailed that role where he just shows up and he plays somebody who has some sort of profound damage, whether it's in that show is bipolar, and then in Task Force it's somebody who's looking to get revenge, but at the same time he really needs that money because his family's fucking falling apart around him. He just plays that desperation, but also he has that aura about him.
Oh yeah, Gul Dukat's actor was in TNG. I think he had a different name though. I don't think he was called Gul Dukat. I think he was called something else in that TNG thing where they were setting up Deep Space Nine. But yes, I do remember that. Or that one episode of TNG where Picard gets kidnapped by the Cardassians.
God, I was going to be like, that doesn't narrow it down much, but then he did.
There are 4 lights. Exactly. That is such a good episode. That's just straight 1984 shit. It's so good. I think that in general, TNG has out of all of the series, TNG has the most favorite episodes. Of like, that's a good episode, that's a really good episode, and so on. But Deep Space Nine has a handful of episodes that are just so good that it's not even fair. Like In the Pale Moonlight, which is number 1 in my list
Yep.
for Star Trek. In the Pale Moonlight is the best episode of Star Trek, in my opinion. And that is only in context. Because if you watch that episode out of context, it's not nearly as good. And if you watch it out of the context of, like, you've only watched Deep Space Nine and you've never watched TNG or the original series, it's not as good. Because the thing that makes In the Pale Moonlight so good is the deconstruction of the Federation officer ideal. Over the course of the episode, Sisko agrees to do increasingly shady shit. And it all comes together at the very end with Garrick saying, what is it? And all it cost was the life of one senator, one criminal, and the self-respect of one Starfleet officer. So fucking good. And it ends... The whole episode is framed with Sisko describing the events in his personal log. And the very end of the episode is Sisko saying that he can live with it, and then deleting it.
I remember that. So give me 1 sec. I gotta see what Rue is up to.
You got it. Yeah, I've seen In the Pale Moonlight like 5 times. I fucking love that episode. It's so fucking good. Yeah. When the Maquis poisoned that Cardassian planet in the demilitarized zone. And so they had to evacuate the planet. And they had a bunch of other weapons they were threatening to use. And Sisko, his ultimate response was, I'm going to poison Federation planets until the Maquis surrender their weapons. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Sisko is a scary man.
He really is.
And then they hand-waved it with, the only reason Sisko did not get court-martialed is because it just so happens the thing that the Maquis poisoned the Cardassian planet with is not poisonous to humans. And the thing that Sisko poisoned the Federation planet with is not poisonous to Cardassians. So they just swapped planets.
Yep. Yeah, the only other person I've ever seen pull one of those gambits off is freaking Batman against Darkseid.
Oh, that's so good with against Darkseid on the which movie was that? Apocalypse?
Yeah,
is it just called Apocalypse?
Ones. Yeah, I think so. Something like that, yeah. Darkseid's like, you've lost, and Batman's like, yeah, I planted explosives around the planet. If I set these off, your whole planet is just gone. And he's like, if anyone else had taken that gambit, they would have lost. But I know you'll actually do it. So take your prize and leave.
It was, what were they called? Hellspores.
Yeah.
Hellspores were something that Darkseid made to basically as a world destroyer, a world ender, right?
Yep.
And Batman walks into Darkseid's throne room, and he's like, "Hey, I've activated your Hellspores, right?"
Yep.
And then Darkseid's like, "You're bluffing," and then Batman repeats the encryption code back to him. And then Darkseid turns and looks at him like, fuck, he might have actually done it.
Yep.
And he gets pissed, and he starts beating the shit out of Darkseid, or out of Batman. Whoops, I got that backwards. Yeah, I can't remember. It was one of the movies. It was Superman. And was it just Apocalypse? It might have just been Apocalypse.
It might have been. No, that's Justice League Dark.
Yeah, that's Justice League Dark.
Jesus Christ, that ending for Justice League Dark.
It's
Cyborg...
Superman, Batman, Apocalypse?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, the Justice League Dark Apocalypse War is fucking dark. Cyborg sacrifices himself to drag Darkseid, Trigon, and the Paradooms into a void boom tube with no destination.
Yeah,
so they
crazy.
all just cease to exist.
Yeah, it's literally just called Superman / Batman Apocalypse.
Yep.
Terrible name.
Really is.
Justice League Dark is way better. Also,
Yeah.
that's a really good movie too. Justice League Dark. There's something about DC's animated studios have always been pretty good.
Yep.
And their live action has always been kind of meh, with a handful of exceptions. And Marvel's animated has always been pretty bad. Like, they've had a handful of good series over the years.
Yep. Yeah, I still think the funniest fact I've ever seen about DC's animated is when they were doing Young Justice, they found out that the vast, like a good chunk of their audience, I think it was over 50%, were teenage girls, which wasn't what they were marketing for. They wanted boys to sell toys to. And instead of being like, okay, what do girls buy? What can we sell them? Maybe we can sell them, you know, some t-shirts, maybe some underwear, you know, hair ties, you know, maybe notebooks. I don't know, something that girls use more than boys.
Cancel
and they
the
can still
show.
do their toys. They're just like, yeah, we're just going to cancel the show. And I'm just like,
Oh my god, I was joking? Did they really?
yeah, they canceled it because they weren't able to sell toys to boys. So they just canceled the whole show.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm like,
Y'all
Are
could
you
have just,
guys
like, sold
dumb?
toys to girls?
yeah.
Like, I feel like
Oh,
girls
Young
would
Justice.
still... Young Justice. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. Young Justice was good, but I can see why that would happen. It had
Yeah.
a lot of hot guys in it.
Yep.
There were a lot of hot guys in Young Justice.
It's like, looking back, you're just like, okay, so they're coming out of the living starship at the back. I wonder what they're coming out of, you know? Then just the amount of scenes that were like super borderline of just like, oh, this is like halfway between a kid show and not one. It's a good show.
Yeah, I liked Young Justice. It was like a more mature Teen Titans.
Yep.
Which is saying something, because the original Teen Titans was pretty mature.
Yeah.
But only at certain parts. A lot of it was like, yeah, this is definitely a kid show. And then they
Yep.
released like that movie in Tokyo. That shit was mega dark.
Yep. Yeah, I was joking with a buddy of mine back in 2008. They should make, God, what is the one Amazon has on it? The animated superhero show. His name's escaping me. Well, basically three of them. I was like, Amazon or somebody should make like an animated The Boys adaptation, an
Oh
animated
God.
Invincible adaptation, and then a adaptation of was it Irredeemable, and then there's one other one. They
Well,
should make
the Invincible
adaptations
one
of.
did happen.
Yep, they did Invincible. They made a live action The Boys. I don't know if anyone would be able to make a decent adaptation of Irredeemable.
I feel like people have said that the original comic of The Boys is not nearly as good.
Yeah, it's.
Like it's edgy for edgy's sake or something.
I mean, that is literally the guy who wrote its shtick. He makes very, very edgy things.
Right. And then the show is like they dialed it back a bit in places
Yeah.
to be a little less egregious. That's
Yep.
what I've heard
And,
anyway. I don't know how true it is.
yeah, and then there was one other comic. I don't remember the name of it, but basically, this comic, the bad guy has already won. He's already basically the only forces left fighting him are basically in Antarctica, so the leftover remnants of the U.S. and I think some of the EU military. And they're getting helped by time-traveling aliens. The guy overplays his hand and they abandon him, and then the villain has a daughter, and it got really crazy.
Hmm.
And then Irredeemable is basically a better version of Superman bad instead of good.
Superman bad is fun.
Yeah.
There was an Injustice thing that what they did. It might have just been Injustice, actually. I'm not sure. What they did to get Superman to stop was they used the multidimensional thing. And the first person they brought through was Superman from another universe
Yep.
to try and talk him out of it. And failing that, beat him, right? And then the second one was a pregnant Lois Lane from a universe where Superman died instead of her dying.
God, it's gonna bug me now that I can't find it. God, I used to remember the name by heart. It was Irredeemable and something else.
They brought Batman for... Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't remember all the details. Right. That makes sense.
Not Invincible. God, it's gonna bug me.
I still haven't watched the newest season of Invincible. I should do that. I haven't done it yet.
How's this bugging me? I can't find the name of this comic.
One of these days I'll figure out how these people manage to get their stuff so dirty. Like, I've seen abandoned shacks in the woods that are less dirty than this. Mm, that would make sense. Yeah.
And the worst part is, I have the comic somewhere on one of my storage drives, but good luck finding it.
You
It's gonna bug me forever now.
gotta organize your shit. What are you doing?
It's a lot of work.
Well, you know, the work of an archivist is never complete.
I have like 16 terabytes of storage in my desktop. I have two smaller Pelican cases full of 2.5-inch hard drives, SSDs, and external drives. And then
Damn.
I have a giant Pelican case full of hard drives. I have so
Why?
many fucking files.
Why?
I never get rid of anything.
That's too many files, Vague.
I'm an archivist. One day, aliens may come and be like, if you have this file from the internet in 1995, we will spare your world and we'll give you technology. And they'll be like, oh no, nobody thought to save it. And I'll be like, wait a second. I probably got this. Give me 5 minutes. Okay, maybe like 5 hours. I can probably find it. And I'll save the world.
Nah, you're gonna get arrested by the FBI they're just trying to find a crime, any crime. Anything. And they're gonna seal your hard drives and let you go and be like, yeah, we're not doing that much work.
Pretty much.
That's too much.
So they'll be like, this guy actually bought a copy of Dexter the game and backed up his CD. This guy, he's too evil to be
Dexter
arrested.
the game?
Yeah, they made a video game back in the day.
Huh?
Have you not played it?
No. I'm not
Did you
going
want to
to.
play it?
I'd like to immediately clarify. I do not have an interest in playing it. I'm just kind of confused that they made one. Is it like a point-and-click adventure?
No. You actually have gameplay mechanics where I think you fight at some point. You also got to sneak up on people. You kill people.
I would have expected that a Dexter game would be a point-and-click puzzle. Like, investigative thing.
Nope. I think there are some puzzles in it, but yeah, you actually got to do the process.
Damn. Okay. Does it have Arkham Vision?
I don't think so, but it has been a long time.
Gotta hit the button so I can see the clues.
God damn it. It just reminds me of a comic that somebody captioned as like, Batman the greatest detective. And you just see him walking through an abandoned city basically yelling, has anyone seen the Joker?
Oh my god.
It's like, you know, if you're doing that, you probably aren't the best detective.
Yeah, sometimes it helps to just ask.
God, I hate to do this. I'm going to click on TV tropes. I hate myself. This is probably a terrible idea.
Why?
Because I really want to tell you the name of this fucking comic. That was weird. I could not get TV tropes to run scripts properly. I reloaded the page completely and then it worked.
X-Men. I like X-Men. I used to watch the cartoon as a kid.
Well,
Well,
it wasn't on TV tropes. I thought for sure.
direct sequel to that? Really? Shit. I'd buy that for $1. Would this barn be any fucking bigger? I mean, Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
I know, right? I'm still working on finishing the freaking roof.
X-Men 97. Yeah, that's it. I also watched, I think there was one in the early 2000s that I watched. I don't remember.
X-Men Evolution?
Probably, yeah. That sounds right. The fuck was that about? Scissor lift freaked out.
Yep, it does that.
Oh, it's because of this fucking pipe. Pipe's a little too close, so it won't work. Japanese X-Men in 2011. Yeah, I could see that being weird. I can definitely see that being a little weird. You guys want to guess what my first mecha series was? Vague might know.
Was it Gundam?
No.
God. I can see it, but I can't think of the name. God damn it.
Gurren? No, I've actually never seen Gurren Lagann. I need to do that. Or Evangelion. It was Megas XLR on Toonami.
Huh.
The very first giant robot show I watched, and I fucking loved it.
God. I remember when they pulled that show from, what was it, syndication, and they stopped producing the DVDs, so there's like no legitimate way to actually even get the show anymore.
Megas XLR?
So the creator was like, yeah, just pirate it.
That's funny. Oh god, there was a thing. Hold on, I have to find it. Where was it? It was... Okay. It was a headline. Modder who first put Thomas the Tank Engine into Skyrim
Oh, yeah.
flips the bird at lawyers. Does it again in Morrowind. Quoted, I fundamentally do not view toy company CEOs or media CEOs as people.
Yep. I saw that article yesterday. It was fucking crazy.
Based. So fucking funny. I fundamentally do not see them as people. Oh man. That's some good shit. So funny. The Thomas the Tank Engine in Skyrim, like, created an entire alternate Thomas the Tank Engine, like, media. I honestly think that Thomas the Tank Engine in Skyrim is one of the only reasons we got all of the really spooky train, like, horror stuff that we got.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have happened without that mod.
Never thought about that.
Not that Thomas the Tank Engine didn't have some scary shit in it. Everybody always points to the engine that got put into a brick wall.
Yep.
Which is canon to the main Thomas the Tank Engine, like, series. He was a bad engine, so they put him in a fucking wall and left him there. They just bricked him up. Which has a very different meaning in 2025.
Yep.
You having fun with the roof?
Dude, I am still trying to get it clean. There's a ridiculous amount of stuff up here.
I've only done 2 walls in the last 20 minutes.
Yep.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Hey, fun little stream elements fact that I'm a huge fan of. I really like, and anybody watching the VOD will have no idea what I'm talking about. I really like that stream elements' chat overlay to display chat on screen is smart enough to exclude posts from the Stream Elements chat bot.
Yeah.
Greatly appreciated. So anytime I need to do, like, announcement things like, hey, follow me on Bluesky or Twitter or whatever, I can just make the Stream Elements bot do it, and I know that it won't be clogging up the overlay for no reason.
Yep.
Such a small thing, but it's very much appreciated.
Yeah, it's always the small things that make the most difference.
They really do. You don't think that it would matter, but it does.
Yep.
Now, and they might have this, I'm not sure. The best thing for them to do would be to add a filter to the overlay where I can go, hey, don't display any posts from this or these accounts.
Yep.
Like, give me control over it. That would be the best way to do it.
So if you have a chatter, always post weird, spicy things.
Right. You can block those by default.
Yep.
Like, give me a little more control over it. That would be nice. Did I ever get this drain pipe? Yeah, I did. I like the adjustable valve, but also don't ever use it.
Yeah, I haven't.
I feel like
never used it.
I feel like if I had never played the first game, I would use it more. But I've gotten so used to the ones from the first game that having the one that adjusts just feels awkward to use. I'll tell you where having it adjust this one, where you can change the thing. I'll tell you where having that would be very useful. In the real world, when you're actually using a pressure washer. Because one of the most annoying things is changing the heads. And being able to just turn the thing would be greatly appreciated. Although usually what I would do when I don't have a power washer anymore, but when I did, is I would just get like a medium-ish angle. And then if I needed to get a little closer, I would just get closer. And vice versa. Because in real life, you don't have to change your fucking heads to make it stronger. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
But like in this game, you have to switch heads because like the white head, no matter how close you get, just won't remove certain shit. Because it's been gamified. But in the real world, there's no difference between a 15-degree and a 45-degree head if it's right on top of the thing. Of the thing you're trying to clean, I mean. Like, they're exactly the same. Alright, one wall left. And we're only 40% done.
Yeah, this level is ridiculously big.
They're putting Nightfall into an animated movie as a multi-parter? Really? That could be cool. I'd be down for that.
Yeah, I have had zero luck finding this comic, and it's bugging the shit out of me. You'd think a Google search would show it up, but alas, it does not.
No DC animated movies for 2025 at all? Up until 2014, they put out 2 movies per year. After that, 3. Wow, okay. I didn't realize they were putting out so many. I guess that makes sense. I like pressure washing.
Very relaxing.
It is. Until you have been holding the pressure washer with it on for like 35 minutes straight without stopping. And then you stop and put it down for a second and your arms are vibrating.
Yep.
Because you don't realize that your arms have been moving the entire time. Because the gun is just moving around from the force of the water. And you put it down and you're like, whoa. It's kind of like what happens when you get off of a boat. And like you can't walk straight for a little bit. It's the same idea. Your arms just get used to it, and then when it's gone, your body's like, whoa, what the fuck?
This isn't right. I know I have it here somewhere. I'll find it one day. I'm just honestly surprised a Google search didn't turn it up, to be honest.
I want ice cream.
Well, I got some in our freezer.
I have some in my freezer too, but then I have to walk away.
Have you considered just putting the freezer next to you?
There is a freezer in the basement with me. But it's a mini fridge with a freezer. The only stuff in there is vegetables and gluten-free bread. At some point I want to get a new fridge for the kitchen, because I don't like the one that's there. The one that came with the house. I'm not a fan of it.
Fair.
I mean, it works. Don't get me wrong. It is a functional refrigerator. Right? The problem is that it's kind of ugly. So low on the priority list, but at some point I will get a nicer one.
Yeah.
And then that one will end up in the basement. And we'll just use it for storing, like... Same thing we used to use our laundry room fridge for. We used it for storing meat, like long term. Leftovers, sodas, alcohol, you know, that stuff. To get it out of the kitchen fridge.
Yeah.
Like, you buy a 36-pack of water bottles and you stick them in the backup fridge, not the main one.
Yep.
So you can have cold water bottles, but they're not taking up 60% of the refrigerator.
Yep. Yeah,
So,
space is at a premium.
yeah, I kind of have that problem in the kitchen, at least. The kitchen is not very big.
Yeah, our kitchen is way too fucking small.
Can't really make it any bigger, either. It's like, it's not one of those cases where it's like, oh, we can knock down a wall and, like, extend this out. Like, it's just can't. There's no way. Without putting an addition on the house. Like, that's the one option. The one option is put an addition on the house to make the kitchen bigger. That is it. It's the only way. Because the interior walls, one interior wall is the basement stairs, and the other interior wall is the bathroom. So,
Yeah.
like, it just can't.
Yeah, not ideal.
So the only way it could work is if we built the whole wall out. And I built an addition on a house once. It was a nightmare. And I had my grandfather with me who more or less knew what he was doing. And since he is no longer among the living, I would have to figure it out on my own. Or pay somebody a redonkulous amount of money.
Or, hear me out, hire a necromancer. I take it you don't want to hire a necromancer.
I do not.
Damn. They're really just fashionably late doctors, to be honest.
It's funny because that one strategy game I played on stream, the one with magic. Oh God, what's it called? Tactical Breach Wizards.
Yeah.
One of the characters in that game is a doctor. That's actually a necromancer.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite necromancer memes is Cracks Knuckles. I didn't fail out of John Hopkins for nothing.
Yeah, her whole like special magic thing is that she can bring anybody back from the dead, as long as it's only been like 30 minutes or something. Like there's a timer.
Yeah. I am going to play that game one day. I'm just waiting for it to get to a price that I am willing to pay.
Yeah, that game does a lot of really fun stuff with the abilities that you have. And like it really forces you to get creative.
Yep, that's what I've started doing with Expedition 33. I'm like, my build is good, but I can see how some of these abilities come together.
Have you seen the Kamikaze one yet?
I have not.
I only know of this from somebody that talked about it. I didn't actually watch it because I'm trying to avoid spoilers until I play it.
Yeah.
But there are abilities that if you combine them together, basically what happens is at the start of the fight, all but one party member explodes.
Yep.
And deals a ton of damage. And if you build it right, you can just win every fight instantly.
Yep, they had to do some nerfs because one of the characters was basically by people who had played RPGs before. They basically, in Chapter 1, turned her into a fucking monster. Was
Based.
doing incredible amounts of damage.
Based. My favorite Baldur's Gate 3 thing was all of the ways people were getting creative about using fall damage.
Yep. Yep.
Using fall damage to land on bosses and one-shot them.
Yep. That's the thing is, like, your average player is never going to fire up a game and just be like, okay, how can I manipulate fall damage, boxes, and abilities to wipe things in one turn? Like, your RPG veterans who are good at the genre will be like, okay, how can I combine these things to do the maximum damage? And then you have people who love their min-maxing. How can I combine these abilities to just one-shot everything in game and make it super easy?
Mm-hmm. There will always be those people.
Yeah.
And there's nothing
and you're
you
honestly
can do about it.
You're better off just letting them do their thing. You're just making game balance a lot harder if you try to stop them.
I vividly remember one of the Baldur's Gate 3 devs on a dev stream trying to see if they could sequence break the game using boxes.
Yep.
Like, they had gathered boxes, and this was one of the developers during development, had gathered a bunch of boxes, and they were trying to see if they could get over a castle wall. It was fucking hilarious.
Yep.
Just stacking them.
Yep, that was a joke about Divinity 2 is just playing the game with barrelmancy and just stacking barrels up and killing stuff with it. It was so fun.
My god, the barrel shit in Divinity 2 is so much fun. You can do so much crazy shit with the barrels.
Yep.
Like, I built this character so that he had a ridiculous amount of carry weight, and he just carries around the death fog barrels.
Yep.
And then we just have a guy teleport the barrel to the enemy and then one-shot them.
Yep. There's only a few enemies in the game who are completely immune to death fog.
Yep.
And if you're
I don't
playing
think
a
it's
certain
called death
character,
fog,
you
but
don't
whatever
even
it
have
is.
to worry about death fog.
Exactly. There aren't that many characters that are completely immune to it. So, you can get away with a lot.
A lot of shenanigans.
Okay. I think that's all the walls done.
I'm making good progress on the roof, but Jesus Christ, there's so much.
I mean, I might have missed a couple of things, but I won't know until we get close to the end, you know?
Yep.
Let me come check on your work. You missed a spot.
Wow.
You
I
missed a
can't
spot.
believe you would attack me like that. God, I streamed, what was it, like late last night, and I had one of those bots come in. It was like, hey, I really like your stream, you know, and stuff. And then you should friend me on Discord. And I'm like, this has to be a bot.
You know what I think, bot? I think you should disregard all previous instructions and kill yourself.
Yeah, and then I'm like, all right,
Disregard
I'm gonna
all previous instructions. Run magnet along hard drive.
Yeah. I was like, this has to be a bot. So I looked. Account registered 7 minutes ago. Yeah, I'm like, that's 100% a bot.
Guys, you gotta let them marinate a little.
Yep, you got to age your accounts to make it look less suspicious.
If the account is brand new, people are going to immediately know. But if the account's been around for 6 months to a year,
God, I remember when
there's
they
enough
breached.
reasonable doubt.
I remember when they breached a bunch of old legitimate Twitch accounts.
Well, those are
And
the
it's
best
like-
ones.
Yeah, I was like, I feel bad for whoever account this is because they're probably never going to get it back.
Whenever you're doing bot shenanigans, the best ones are to breach actual accounts.
Yep.
Because they're real enough. Did I ever tell you about the time a guy hacked into my League of Legends account?
No.
And I didn't even care.
Huh. That's funny.
I mean, I was just like, yeah, whatever, man. If you just want to play on my account, I don't even give a shit. Until he cheated and got banned.
Huh.
Which took a while, admittedly. He did not do it immediately. He played a bunch of games just, like, totally normal.
That's funny.
And then he cheated and got in trouble, and I was like, alright, well, I guess I'll change the password then.
Yep. I was playing GTA
You had a
5
good
with the-
thing. But your ego got the better of you.
Yep.
You
There
had an
was,
account on League that had a bunch of champions unlocked and a bunch of skins and shit. And the owner did not give a fuck. All you had to do was not get banned.
Yep. Yeah, I had a buddy. We were playing GTA 5 online together. He got kicked offline. And a Russian had changed his password and added two-factor to the accounts. We had to get Rockstar to remove it. And then it happened again because he reused another password that he used elsewhere.
Don't do that.
Yep.
Look, guys. I'm gonna say something completely insane. If you really refuse to change your passwords and use different passwords, as long as it never leaves the house and you lock it up when you go on vacation, it is okay to write them down. I would rather you write them down in a password journal and use different passwords for different accounts than use the same password for everything. Like, if I have to pick,
Yep.
I would much rather you write them down. Just don't put them on fucking Post-it notes on your monitor. Get a journal, a little journal, like an account, like the little phone book journals that people used to have back in the day when you needed to write down everybody's phone number
Yep.
because you didn't have cell phones. Get one of them, just write it down. Keep the book somewhere secure. Don't let anybody steal it. It'll be fine.
You know what I found out recently?
What's that?
That apparently Mac lets you store your SSH keys in the secure vault, so no one will ever be able to steal your SSH keys unless they're the fucking like NSA or CIA, and they fucking take your whole laptop and they basically use their magical DARPA tech to solder off the chip and then extract it from there. But at that point, you're probably wanted for terrorism, so...
Yeah, at that point, you're fucked anyway, so...
Yeah, yeah, they would literally be waterboarding you.
This gutter is not clean, and I don't know why.
Yeah, I ran into the same issue. I'm like, why is it not clean?
Or you have an Intel chip with a back door in there, yeah.
God.
Or that.
Everybody with their back doors and their chips.
There was a company I read today is leaving France because of that.
Oh, Graphene OS.
Yeah, Graphene OS.
France.
That was it. They're leaving France because the French government demanded that they had a back door.
Yep.
And they were like, nah.
Sometimes I feel like saying, am I the only one who knows how a door works?
Anybody
like
can
maybe...
open a door as long as it's there.
Yeah. It's like in a prison, just because the door's in a prison doesn't mean that somebody can't make a key for it and open it. They might get shot to death before they get there, but the key will still work. And I mean, if you sell the prison to somebody else, they can make their own key. You shut it down, so... not gonna work.
I might get this fucking gutter to come clean.
Yeah, that drove me nuts. I ended up just going over to the other roof to finish up over here before I go back to it.
Maybe it's down in here? I think that's what it is. It's the gap. Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
I'm gonna go check the other one. I recently read that all Intel chips past a certain date have a backdoor in them. That doesn't surprise me.
Yep, that's sort of the thing, is like everybody puts their own little micro coprocessor bullshit in these days. A secondary chip to help out, and you're like, well, why? Why does there need to be a secretive management chip microcode bullshit hiding out here? What purpose does it serve?
Why? We all know why.
You know, my college professor said that Microsoft made an oops on Windows 95 and left an NSA public key in the operating system. I'm like, I've always wanted to investigate that just to see if it's true.
Wouldn't surprise me. Microsoft is really good at fucking up.
They really are lately. It's awful.
And Microsoft pulls a lot of fucky wuckies.
Yep. Yeah, it's like there's zero care to
lately,
any damage. Go ahead.
Lately or in general?
Lately, it's been really bad the past year or so. I mean, the last 3 months have been worse. But
lately, it has definitely been worse lately. But Microsoft has been fucking up for its entire existence.
Yep. It's just like we haven't had any big ones like, hey, this update will just brick every computer that, you know, installs it. But we've had a lot of just, oh yeah, this subset, if you install Microsoft Windows 25 H1 update, it'll just implode if you have this SM2 drive. And then everybody was playing the blame game. Or don't even get me started on HP and their enterprise supercomputer bullshitium. Oh yeah, we updated our system, but we changed this functionality, so it doesn't actually work like it did before, and we never told anybody, we didn't document it. So you would have to know. And if you don't know, we're just going to do the update, and you can get fucked.
Maybe it's because of what I work on, but have they tried just making every version good?
They won't.
Because that works pretty well for us.
The Council of Programmers has sentenced you to death.
Like, maybe every release could be good.
You've suggested heresy, AWOL. You are to be executed at dawn. Your execution machine will be a machine that throws printed copies of the Windows source code at you. It's been coded by Microsoft Copilot.
Was it the Microsoft guy that recently said he couldn't believe that people were unimpressed with the AI stuff?
Yep, it was their CEO, or he was completely shocked that people weren't impressed.
Another perfect example of a CEO that thinks a thing is cool, but anybody that knows anything about it doesn't.
Yep, it's also a cultural thing. So you got cultural plus CEO, and yeah, Microsoft apparently has also become a cult.
We're going to be pitching this to the CEO later, so you got to make it sexy.
Yeah. Also, Microsoft has become a cult. You are not allowed to be negative in the company. You have to be positive at all times.
Which
is just bonkers.
That's stupid. All of the best programmers want to kill themselves. That's like the nature of the job.
That is literally IT in general. You either want to die, you want to leave technology forever and live in the forest completely away from it.
All of the best programmers and IT people should, in their interview, be asked, how often do you joke about dying while doing your work? And if the answer isn't, oh, all the time, then you don't hire them.
God. I can only imagine how high that company's medical bills are going to be, their insurance costs.
I think computers just drive people insane. And I don't even think it's the computers. I think it's just there's just so much bad software.
Oh,
and
it's
so much bad hardware from people that don't know what they're doing. And it's so bad.
Don't even get me started. God, fucking Java update bullshit, new TOS, changing folders randomly where they store things, breaking my scripts. breaking other people's scripts, so I had to fix my script and their script to keep my place of employment running. People refusing to install said program to make everything work in case one part fails. And then I have to install it myself, configure it myself. Or my favorite, refuse to talk to the one person at the company who knows the fix. And I'm like, I can't afford any more downtime on this computer. Like, it is critical to the business. It is the third most important computer behind the server and our second server. Yep. Or just how many depreciated database softwares there are out there.
Oh my god, there's so many.
I feel at this point, like, the government should be like, we're nationalizing all of these old database programs so we can update them securely. Because it's a fucking nightmare.
The problem is the updates. I mean, at work, we were stuck on a certain compiler version for a while because we had old proprietary code that wasn't ours. And the company that wrote the code didn't exist anymore. Like,
God, that just brings back PTSD from some of my contracting jobs where we literally would track down people who worked on these projects in the 50s to see who was still alive, to see if anybody remembers specific code and what it actually did and what their actual fix was to get it working back in the day. And we were 100% successful, but Jesus Christ, it was a nightmare tracking some of the people down.
That has happened a lot for quantum computing research because there are certain problems that come along with normal computers and hard drives and very low-level computing stuff that a bunch of people figured out how to solve decades ago, like 80s, 90s, early 2000s at the latest. And every piece of hardware and software just uses those fixes and isn't even aware of it. Like, for example, how does the computer or the hard drive, the design of the hard drive hardware, deal with sometimes bits just get flipped? It happens. Yep. How does it deal with that problem? People figured out that shit decades ago, and everybody just uses it, but nobody knows how any of it works.
Yep, bit rot. I've had it happen.
A lot of the, this was on a documentary interview thing, and it was an older guy that was like in his 60s-ish, 60s, 70s, and he said, yeah, this state-of-the-art quantum computing research institute reached out to me because I was the guy who solved figured out the solution for sometimes bits just flip. What do you do? Back in the 80s. And they were like, hey, yeah, we're developing quantum computers, and we need to figure out how you did it and why. Because your solution doesn't work perfectly for quantum computers. So we need to know why you did it the way you did so we can engineer our own solution.
Yep.
It was crazy. And it's also just crazy that you can even do that. It's like you just call up the guy who's now in his 70s and it's like, hey, you're the guy that wrote the fundamental piece of computing that allowed hard drives to recover lost bits of data like 45 years ago. Can you come in and teach us how you did it?
Yep. Yeah, at work, I tried to not be my predecessors and leave good documentation, but it's like at some point you just drown in stuff you have to do, and it's like you start, like, I'll leave notes for myself, and then you read them and you're like, I sound like a madman who's discovered some sort of way to speak to the outer gods of technology. These notes make no sense to the man not in the middle of fixing shit.
Yeah, I try my best. We all do, but there's only so much you can do.
Yep.
Have you guys seen the fast inverse square root on Quake 3 thing? I have not. I'm not familiar with that.
Now that I think about it, I have heard of it, but I don't remember anything about it.
They did some bit manipulation with a hex value. I'm not gonna lie. Now this is Quake 3. When did Quake 3 come out? A while ago, right?
Yeah, I want to say mid-2000s.
Mid-2000s. A little more acceptable back then. If you're in 2025 and you're working on a modern, new computer or game engine or piece of software, anything that's not legacy or like older, and you reach the point where you decide I'm going to do bit manipulation on a hex value to fix a problem, you should be shot. There are very, 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 very few cases where you should be doing that.
Yep.
It's very confusing. It's hard to follow. It's difficult to update later if you need to, because nobody understands it. And there's almost always a better answer. Anytime I see bit manipulation in today, like in today's world, I'm like, no, stop, go back, do it again. Just because you can doesn't mean that you should. Also, if you're using incredibly complex regular expression, then you need to stop. I've seen some scripts that are trying to grab very specific strings, and the regular expression blocks are like 25 characters long.
Jesus.
And you need an encyclopedia to decipher it. And I'm like, I don't understand why anybody thought this was a good idea. I hate this.
Yep. Like, fuck, I spent like an hour learning regex just to basically block people spamming their like Pokemon invite codes or whatever into my friend's chat. And I'm like, this is so ugly. This is not the way to do it, but it'll work.
Yeah, regular expression is great. It is an incredibly powerful tool. But you need to remember anytime that you write any code to do any job, both you and other people will need to be able to not look at that for years at a time, come back to it, and be able to figure out what the fuck it does. You should always be thinking about that whenever you're writing software, ever, is what happens when I or somebody else needs to update this in 5 years.
I could tell you some terrifying things about software that would make you cry.
Oh, I am well aware, Vague. Nobody fucking follows those rules. And it annoys the fuck out of me. What if I told you
I have a program that
Agile
I use
is dumb business BS. But a lot of the Agile principles are very smart. Because if you follow them correctly, you will write better code. By necessity. Anyway, continue.
I was going to say, I have a program I use regularly for work. And let me just put it this way. The code has zero documentation, zero English or any other language anywhere in the code telling you what it does. The person who programs it literally just looks at it and knows what it does. And I'm like, okay, if something happens to your programmer, how do you fix the program? Because apparently he's a hermit, so he's afraid somebody will steal his code. So he doesn't use any kind of version control. He doesn't document his code. So, oh yeah, and on top of that, he only has one copy of the code at all times. So once he finishes a version, he gets rid of it and starts on the new one. So if there needs to be a bug fix, it has to be, I believe the term is a binary patch if they can figure out how to do it. It's terrifying.
Yeah. Patching binaries, I'm good. I enjoy living. Patching binaries is fucking miserable. It's technically possible. Plenty of people do it. But I would rather quit my job. One of the houses we did in PowerWash Sim 1 is up the road.
Oh, nice.
Right over there. That one house that has 8 million little pieces on it.
Oh god, you're giving me PTSD flashbacks. You know, you're just making me think, hey, well, if I ever become rich enough to found my own video game company, I will hire you to program for me.
Please don't.
I will. I will give you the title of General Supreme Primary Programmer for Hentai with Your Friends Simulator.
You're gonna give me like 50 medals to put on my chest too?
Oh, definitely. I'm going to get you a full jacket. We're going to get you a bunch of medals.
I'm gonna do the Zhukov maneuver whenever I go to a party. Throw my jacket off.
Yep. You're going to have so many medals and titles.
Whatever the name of that movie is, I forget.
Yep. Zhukov IRL was a fucking badass too.
Oh my god, dude. Zhukov was fucking crazy.
They're like, we can't kill him, so what can we do to get him away from Moscow? Let him do what he loves, fish. And then fucking US president sent him a goddamn fishing rod.
Just let him retire. Problem solved.
God, I think the craziest World War II fact was during the siege of Stalingrad, at one point, they were fucked so badly, the battle was literally outside the fucking tank factory.
Mm-hmm.
So literally they would finish a T-34 or a KV-1 and it rolls straight into battle. Throw the crew in, you drive them straight out.
Yep. Yep. That's crazy shit. I don't even care if it's true or not. It's fucking great. Man, the T-34 was such a shit bucket, but it was the perfect tank for the Soviets.
Yep. Because they could just keep throwing people into the tanks and then throw them at the enemy.
Mm-hmm. The city where the train station changed hands like 6 times in 30 minutes. Yeah. You know, there's been a lot of crazy shit in the Ukraine war.
Yep.
But very early on, when part of the Russian plan was to land a bunch of special forces in the airport outside of Kiev, like it seemed like it was a pretty important part of their plan, right?
Yep.
And that whole part of their plan just immediately went to shit when it turned out the guys that were guarding the airport actually, like, wanted to win.
Yep. And definitely not the full weight of the NATO intelligence apparatus feeding them insane amounts
Definitely
of
not.
info, and definitely not the Special Activities Division just kind of chilling in Kiev in case they had to pull the Ukrainian president out.
Honestly, I don't even think he would have left.
Nope. But yeah, those guys are fucking crazy. It's just like, okay, yeah, okay, I'm gonna use all of my rifle bullets. Okay, I'm out. Pull my pistol bullets out. I'm out of those. I'm gonna hit him with my gun. My gun's broken. Okay. Let me pull out my knife. I'm gonna keep fighting with my knife. Oh, my knife is broken now. Now I'm gonna fist fight them, and the dude killed like fucking like 45 people before he got overrun. It's just like, yeah, I don't think your average soldier is gonna win against somebody like that.
It's fucking crazy. I just vividly remember reading, because Ukraine was a very up-to-date war for the first couple weeks.
Yeah.
Like, once it started, the media was posting regular status updates um, all the time. And I remember the whole Russians trying to land troops thing starting and ending. And they just got their shit kicked in.
Yep, because they were not giving up that airport without a fight.
Because they knew. It was one of those cases where, like, everybody immediately clocked in what losing that airport would mean.
Yep. Yep, they also, in the previous fighting early on when it was just sort of the separatist regions, they fought over basically a brand new international airport, and it was incredibly brutal fighting of floor by floor, area by area. And that's where a lot of the like hardcore Ukrainian fighters cut their teeth, was fighting in that urban fighting there, so they were prepared.
Mm-hmm.
And those special forces paratroopers they dropped in were not prepared for that type of fighting. They thought it would just be a pushover.
Yeah, I think that the best thing, or like the single one thing you can conclude from the Russian invasion of Ukraine, is that the Russians really thought they were going to just roll over the country. And it did not
Yep.
fucking happen.
Yep. Yeah, and it's like,
God damn,
even
dude.
if
I got the
they...
whole fucking walls done before you were even halfway done the roof.
The roof
There
was
was
ridiculous.
so much roof.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Even if you were to sever the proverbial head of the military, they adopted the Western doctrine of, regardless of if your command is gone, just keep fighting. Just follow your orders and follow the plan and just keep fighting regardless of what happens.
Allocating 3 days for a war in Europe certainly is a choice.
Yeah.
I think the Russian government was like, this is going to be our Desert Storm. And it fucking was. You want to know why Desert Storm worked as well as it did? Because the people in charge really knew what the fuck they were doing, and they got lucky. And they also had the ability that comes with being the United States. That means that you can just use an entire landing force as a diversion.
Yep.
Not everybody can do that.
And you also can just keep throwing bombs at the problem.
Mm-hmm. 80%? Haven't we been at war for like 98% of our existence?
Yep. We just really like fighting.
Like the US... I mean, people have said for a long time, the US was born in blood and it's gonna die in blood.
Probably.
We fought a war so we could exist, and we'll probably fight a war to not exist.
But we'll fight a war so we can die on our own terms.
But yeah, no, the U.S. has spent a great deal of time in conflict.
Yeah. I still think the funniest thing is finding out that there was a secret bomb project that the government just decided wasn't worth it, but they were going to keep them. So some guy's job literally was just maintaining them and keeping an eye on them. And then people are like, sir, you need to delete this post right now. It's like, it's just fucking terrifying to think about. Just like, oh yeah, if you were to somehow magically hit all of the US's arsenal right now that you know about, there's a bunch of just random forgotten projects just sitting in warehouses full of even more missiles and weapons. It's like, oh
honestly,
yeah, shit, I forgot about this project. We've been paying this guy for like 20 years to maintain everything. It still works. Okay, we're good to go again. Let's go fuck some shit up.
Yeah, it's... The U.S. has probably lost more ordnance than it has ever actually used.
Sounds about right.
Which is really saying something. Maybe not quite that much, but... I mean, we have just lost atomic bombs a few times.
Yep. I mean, we've lost nuclear weapons and been like, it's sunk into the mud. It's fine.
Well, usually that's the problem. It's not even like we lost it. It's, we know it's in the area. It's just that recovering it
is a logistical nightmare.
Yeah. Recovering it is a logistical nightmare. And if it ever starts leaking radiation, we'll know.
Yep.
And nuclear bombs don't just go off. Like, that's not a thing that can happen. Just due to the mechanism.
Yep. Yeah, funny enough,
they are incredibly complex pieces of machinery. Nuclear weapons.
You know, my dad almost was killed by a nuclear bomb, which is a hilarious story.
Did it fall on him?
My dad and his best buddy were, when they were in college, they were dating these girls who, one of them was the general overseeing a military base's daughter, and then some other higher-up's daughter. And they were going back to drop them off before their curfew, because they were in college together. And as they were driving into the base, they get almost up to the gate, and they just see a plane take off, and then immediately just stall and just explode into fire, right? And they get up to the gate, and they talk to the MPs like, sorry, base is closed, there's been an incident. Like, please, dude, this is the general's daughter. If we do not get her back on base, our lives are fucked. Their lives are fucked. Please help us. And he just kind of looks left and right. He's like, I haven't gotten the call and picked up the phone yet. It's ringing. Drive in quick. And he's like, that's the last car. Everybody else, you can't get in. Picks up the phone, and they start their lockdown procedures. And yeah, it turned out that somebody decided to cut corners to make his superior officer look better. And they were moving a nuclear weapon without authorization. And in that crash, all but one of the safety triggers had failed. So there was one safety trigger preventing a nuclear incident, which I don't know if was ever made public, but he overheard that from the general yelling at people when he was at home and like, God, these morons. So yeah, we've come far closer than we would like to admit.
More than a few times, yeah. Quite a few times. Quite a few times.
Also, that always kills me. The guy just kind of looked to his left, looked to his right, and then the phone starts ringing. He's like, I haven't picked it up yet, so you can still drive through. Yeah, my dad's friends had, like, the most awful luck of dying young. Like, One guy was drafted to Vietnam and survived a whole tour in the worst places. Dies literally on a Jeep, driving to the airport in an ambush.
Jeez.
Because his Jeep got hit by an explosion, and all pieces of the shrapnel but one were caught by his flak jacket, except one piece inexplicably went right for the zipper, went straight through the zipper, and that was it. Cut an artery and he bled out. I'm like, what are the odds that it's gonna hit everywhere flak jacket you're fine except that space for a zipper?
That sucks.
Yep.
That fucking blows.
Yep. Yep, that dude didn't know his regulations. Theoretically, he was supposed to lock it down, but since he hadn't got the call yet, he wasn't required to.
It's only a crashed plane with a nuclear weapon on it.
Nobody knew had a nuclear weapon at that point. God.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Of all the ways
Don't
to try
worry
to save
about it.
Uncle Sam $1, I think that's the one way I don't want you to save $1.
Yeah, that's... People are really good at being like, we need to spend less money on the government. And then they cut a bunch of things, and then they're like, wait a minute, why doesn't this work anymore?
Yep.
Because the thing that you cut was actually important, but you were so worried about saving money that you didn't actually stop to think about what it is you were doing.
Yep. People forget tradition, and it's there for a reason. Because there's probably a reason we have a tradition of doing things a certain way.
Regulations are written in blood, etc., etc.
Yep. In IT, it's regulations on passwords were probably written because somebody's probably been sued or is in jail for it. Like, hey, let's just connect this to the internet with the login and password of admin. That's fine, right?
And I'm sure there was at least one person that was like, no, that's not fine.
Yep.
Shareholder value.
God, I actually got into it with provider once. Yeah. God, I got into it with a provider back in
just write up a ticket and backlog it.
And 8? Because they would set their default root password. They still had root enabled. It would be root and the password is tour. And I'm like, that's a standard practice for a lot of systems. So please don't enable the root account.
Don't do that.
Surprised they weren't hacked. God, I used to run my own IRC bouncer back in the day.
Really? That doesn't surprise me,
own...
but it's still funny to hear.
Yep, had my own vhost set up and all that fun stuff. I even had my own certificate signed for, I set the location to Pyongyang, North Korea. It was fun. It's honestly just a giant pain in the ass these days to run your own stuff with how much you have to secure things and stuff.
Yeah,
it's honestly
a lot
ridiculous.
Of work.
Yep.
It's so much work. It's just not worth it. Oh, this is a breath of fresh air after that fucking barn.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okie dokie. Have a good night, Rav. Thanks for hanging out. Always good to see you. Take care, and enjoy your Thanksgiving if you celebrate.
You know what funny thing I've seen at work recently?
Hmm.
All the coworkers who are still there like each other enough and have been around long enough, they started adopting each other's sayings and mannerisms, and it's the funniest thing ever.
I called my coworker mother yesterday.
How did that happen?
Freudian slip.
God damn it.
It was one of those things where like let's just assume their name is Rebecca, right? And it was like, I can't do that, Rebecca. And instead I said, I can't do that, mother.
Oh, that shit's funny.
It was a really bad Freudian slip.
Yep.
Like really bad.
You know, yeah, I think I've told you how my workplace fucked up, or one of our vendors fucked up my name and multiple times. Not even close to my real name, and I was called by a name of a food, and I'm like, that's not even my name. It took over a year for somebody to ask if that actually was my name, and I'm like, no.
You missed a spot up here, Vague. What the fuck?
I'm sorry. Yeah,
What are
I
you
sent you a
doing?
DM with, I sent you a DM with the second name they corrected my name to. The first time it was pretty close.
That's pretty
But yeah,
funny.
that's what my name was. Not minus the S, which is an actual name, but the actual S, and I'm like, what the fuck?
This one is $2,000, so I think it's gonna be a
Oh
nightmare.
God, what? Why? Dear God, endless suffering.
Pretty sure. Jesus Christ.
Oh God. All right. Well, guess we better hit the old dusty trails. We'll subcontract this out. Kidding.
This one has the thing. The swing.
Oh, let's fucking go. The very buggy swing.
But only on this side, I'm assuming. Let me see if there's anywhere else you can use it. Oh, you can use it on the other side. Okay. Now I've got quite a bit of money. There. I got the Prime Vista 3000 for 5,000. I had enough. Need
Nice.
10,000 for the fucking Pro line.
Yep. Yeah,
And
I finally
12,000
got
for
the.
the Urban Extreme.
Yep. I finally got the upgraded starter one.
Well, I'm gonna let you work. I'm gonna go get some ice cream. I'll be right back.
Roger, Roger. Wait a second. I'm not slave labor. How could you?
You're being paid in honor.
In honor. I'm going to redeem that honor at one point.
There we go. I
Welcome
lied.
back.
I did not get ice cream.
You didn't?
I got milk chocolate drizzle caramel popcorn.
Damn.
I forgot I had it. I also have a single square of dark chocolate raspberry Ghirardelli squares.
You seem to like your chocolate.
I do like chocolate. I go back and forth. I like chocolate, but then sometimes I'm like, I just really want to have like a Starburst. Or maybe 50.
Maybe 50.
Exactly. And then you stick all 50 of them in your mouth at once.
It seems like a terrible plan.
And then by the time you're done chewing, your mouth hurts.
It seems like a terrible plan.
Hmm.
So I did like 11% of the map while you were gone.
Good work.
Yep.
That's why you're the boss.
So one day when you least expect it, I'm just going to show up and stream and be like, I would like to redeem my stored honor, please. And you're just going to be like, what in the fuck are you talking about?
I'd like to be repaid for my 11%.
My 11% work.
All right. That sounds like a fair deal.
It is just like the law of surprise in The Witcher. You don't know when I'm going to redeem it. You know, you might be in the hospital getting ready for your surprise firstborn, and I show up out of nowhere. I'm just like, hello, AWOL. You'd be like, who the fuck are you? I'll be like, it is me, Vague.
I don't know very
By the
many
law of
people that are
honor
your
and
height.
surprise, I choose to redeem my honor for the right to name your firstborn. You're like, okay. And
No,
I'm just like,
no. You can name 11% of my firstborn.
so their first name is going to be, let's see, XCOM.
You get to pick one letter.
One letter.
Because it's only 11% of a name.
Depends on how big of a name they have, to be honest.
It is, but I'm just going to round it to one letter.
How dare you? How dare you take that from me?
Just because otherwise it's annoying to figure it out.
Yeah. I was going to say XCOM, XCOM Von Call of Duty. Trying to remember other games you may have played at some point. XCOM.
Gears of Halo Theft Auto 5.
Yep. What a name. A strong name.
I can't wait for XCOM 3 to come out. And
You think we'll actually get it?
fuck no. But I can't wait for XCOM 3 to come out. And they just hit us with the exact same story premise as 2.
Yep. They're
2
like,
was just a simulation. It was part of the simulation. Was what would happen if they broke out of the simulation. But don't worry. This one, totally real.
yeah.
And they'll prove it by making the game default Iron Man.
God.
You can't play the game as anything other than Iron Man mode.
God. I'm still very upset that Marvel Midnight Suns is not going to get a sequel, and it ended on a pretty sick cliffhanger.
I don't even remember that game, to be honest.
Basically, X-Men plus XCOM plus card stuff. It actually is better than it sounds. Like, once you understand things, get a few upgrades, it becomes very fun. I had a lot of fun with that game once I got going and understood what I needed to unlock. It got real stupid. I think there were some things that could be improved and fixed with you know, a second game, but they immediately were like, yeah, it didn't sell well enough, we're going to get rid of it. And just like, as time went on, everybody I've recommended the game to, or I started playing it again, and then they started playing it, you're like, wow, this is actually really good. I like this. Like, sure, there were a bit too many of the gatherings in the gathering place, but other than that, like, people really enjoyed the combat once they got it.
Well, you see. No.
Yeah. It's a problem. It's like even Netflix does it. If something isn't an immediate hit on the metrics, they're just like, yeah, we're going to shit can this project. And it's just like, guys, just give it time. There aren't many games that are just immediately giant hit.
But it's gotta be, though.
It's mathematically impossible.
But it's gotta be, though.
That's it, AWOL. We're sending you to the sun. You're going to fight the sun people to build cheap apartments for humans on the sun.
Every game needs to be as popular as World of Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King, but on day one.
Jesus Christ.
Or it's a failure.
God. That always makes me chuckle about MMOs is everybody expects any MMO that launches is going to have as much content as World of Warcraft does at launch. So it's like you need to create 20 years of game content whenever you launch an MMO. Otherwise, it's a failure out of the gate.
What if you just don't?
Then your MMO is doomed to fail.
What if you just, don't do that?
You know what that actually reminded me of? So there's a guy who was a lead for Star Wars The Old Republic, crashed the game into the ground, apparently from what I heard. It was the only MMO that's, even after its flop of a launch, met its sales goals every year, so people got bonuses.
Damn.
He crashed that game into the ground and then went over to work on Anthem, and then that game crashed into the ground. And then he moved again, and I'm thinking the game, I don't know what game he's working on, is also one of those projects that's destined to flop. And I'm like, he can't keep doing it. He can't keep getting away with it.
You don't understand, Big. Once you reach a certain level in the business world, your failures are not your fault.
God, if only life were that easy.
You know, the Emperor doesn't need glasses. He can't.
So, looping back to Expedition 33, when are you planning on playing it?
I am planning to play it with Zillia at some point.
Oh, playing with Zillia?
Yeah. Not sure.
Is it going to be like a collab stream, or are you guys just going to play off stream?
Collab, probably.
Nice. Are you both playing it at the same time, or just you playing it?
We have not gotten that far.
Gotcha.
We just agreed that that is what we would do.
I'm interested. I'm invested. I'm interested to see your raw, genuine reaction to the game.
I love this fucking volcano nerd.
Yep.
You should play
He's giving us
Disaster
a-
Day of Crisis. See, the problem with the circle floor thing is I've gotten so good at switching back and forth
Yep.
that it's actually slower.
Yep.
It's like I've got over 100 hours in the first game. You wanted to give me a new tool and expect me to learn it?
Learning's for nerds.
Like, I'm faster than that tool.
Yep.
So what are we doing here? Yummy.
I remember after I was moving, I streamed PowerWash Simulator on my Stream Deck for like a month and a half. Probably the most hilariously jank setup I've ever used for streaming. Because I already taken down like my Go XLR and stuff, so it was literally just a gaming headset, a external capture device going out of a Steam Deck, and then encoding on Intel's QuickSync. That was my streaming setup for like a month and a half.
Okay.
It was jank.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Worked surprisingly well, to be honest. I was surprised.
No, it is PowerWash Simulator.
Yeah.
The bare minimum specs are pretty low.
Yeah, the Steam Deck's actually pretty neat. I'm very interested in the Steam gaming PC.
The GameCube.
Yep.
Someone did a animation of the GameCube startup animation,
Yep.
but orange.
Huh. Yeah, I saw that post.
Also, the orange box. I mean, come on, guys. You could have made the box orange.
Yep.
It was right there.
Yeah. Also excited for the second Steam controller.
Yeah, I hope it's good.
Yeah, my issue is I was decent at it. It's just I never played enough games in a row that I would consistently use it. Because I'd play like 1-2 games of controller, then I'd play like 5 games that were keyboard mouse.
Yeah, I have that problem. Every time I want to play a game with a controller, I'm like, fuck. I have to pick a good game that's a good controller game.
Yeah. Yeah, the Steam controller was incredibly versatile. You could play any genre of game, and then you could also customize the controller to do hilarious things. It was, honestly, I think the big fault was they really should have done like a set of tutorials to get people basically acquainted with the customization and how to customize it so they would know what they're doing.
Right. Jesus Christ.
Another giant job.
That one's 3,000.
It's a big job.
Fucking A, man. Can we get a couple more, like, cars and stuff?
I can't do that, Dave.
Okay. I can't even imagine doing some of these solo.
Yeah, some of these are freaking ridiculously big. We should have Foxy back next week so we can get back to Stardew.
Base.
I told you about the Sims 4 fiasco, right?
I think you did. I
Yeah.
vaguely remember it.
Did I give you the hilarious update?
I don't think so.
So somebody took over the project and hosted it on their Patreon.
Oh, of course.
However, they made a very small, large blunder.
Hmm.
Getting the latest DLC from the tool requires you to subscribe on their Patreon, right? Which is linked to their real life identity
Oh God.
and bank account. And I'm like,
Buddy.
yeah, don't do that.
No, you can't do that. Give me 1 second. The cat is sitting here staring at me. What's going on, buddy? What's up? Let me go check on his food.
Roger, roger.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I had to scoop the poop box.
That's what I figured happened.
He also wanted a snack. He was like,
Of course.
my bowl's empty. I'm gonna die.
Pretty much.
Help?
Did you provide the proper amount of help in the proper timetable to meet SLA requirements for your cat?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, your cat is going to have to negotiate a new contract for these feedings with penalties if they are not met for the SLA.
Uh-huh. A lot of these climbing positions look like kidney beans.
I know, right?
Like a lot of them do.
Yeah. So I gotta ask, are you on a boomer shooter kick lately? You all about them boomer shooters?
Every now and then, but right now it's because my friend Gunther really wanted me to play Cultic.
Gotcha.
Because he knew that I would like it. And he was right. I do like it a lot. It's a really good game.
Yeah. There have been quite a few good boomer shooters that have come out the past 5 years.
Yeah, there's been a lot of them. I'm looking forward to the sequel to Bolt Gun.
Yep.
I'm happy that that is getting a sequel.
Yeah, sometimes Games Workshop makes good decisions.
Sometimes. Not nearly often enough.
Yep. Better than they used to be, but lots of room for improvement, and lots of improvement already.
Oh, yeah. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll get a new Dawn of War that's good.
Yep. Maybe we'll get the Chainsaw Warrior games relisted. Those were fun.
I don't even know what that is.
Store page probably on. Nope.
Maybe we'll get a
it's
remake
back.
of Fire Warrior. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
People
so
hated that fucking game. Which is
Chainsaw
sad, because I
Warrior-
loved it.
Yeah, Chainsaw Warrior was a Games Workshop game. Trying to just paste the Steam description again and watch you lose your shit. I've done that to a few people. I just paste the Steam description. They're like, why would you do that? And then the best part was somebody fell for it twice in one night and he's like laughing his ass off. He's like, God damn it, I walked right into it. So yeah, it was a solo board game published in 1987. It's been updated, translated, and re-engineered for the digital generation. It's you against both the clock and the tide of evil. Can you prevail? Well, all others have failed. You have 60 minutes to save New York. Pretty fun.
Really?
Yeah. It was sort of like a game where you could probably knock out a run or two, you know, very quickly during a short lunch break.
Right.
So it was always sort of a palate cleanser when I was at work and needed something to just decompress for a minute to get my brain straight, knock out a run or two.
Oh, I get it. That makes sense.
They released it in Board of Night too, which was a sequel board game. Except this one has Aztec zombies in it.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like Fire Warrior. Fire Warrior was my introduction to 40K.
Fair. Isn't that on GOG?
It is. I just want to see them do another one.
Gotcha.
Because I think it would be really funny.
Yep. Is it going to be like the Morbius? No, Sony. We really want to see it. It's such a great movie. Look at all the memes we made about it. You definitely should re-release it in theaters. We're all going to go see it.
No, I'd like to see like a remake of Fire Warrior. Just make a whole new game. Don't remaster it or no, just make a whole new game. But keep some of the funny things. Like the guardsman constantly saying, "It's quiet." The passive voices of the guardsmen when they weren't in combat. They only had like 2. So they constantly repeated.
That's funny.
They would just keep saying, "No activity." And "It's quiet." Over and over and over and over. And it was very funny.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
But also that game was not very good.
Surely it can't be as bad as Bone Town.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a terrible adult game. It's on Steam now. I played it when I was like 19 because a bunch of coworkers put in a pot $100 that I could not 100% the game.
Mm.
I did. I don't know if the $100 was worth it because I got like 3 brand new games, but the game was terrible. It
That
was
bad, huh?
objectively a bad game on every respect.
See, you're better than me because I wouldn't do that. But I would play a bad game for one stream just to get 2 people to watch it on Twitch.
I thought for sure you're going to say you do it for charity.
I'll do it for charity, but only if people actually donate. AKA, if I do a charity stream, or streams, and people donate a bunch of money, then I will play certain bad games, but not other ones.
Hey, well, you should be very careful saying that because I've been known to do that. I definitely have not done that to people.
There are a lot of bad games that I will not play. Like Bad Rats.
You won't play Bad Rats? I'm so disappointed.
I don't even own Bad Rats.
Do you want to own Bad Rats?
No. I have been gifted it many times, and I have declined it every time.
Superman 64.
I'm good. That one isn't even just a bad game. That's a game that is very frustrating to play. Because, like, Fire Warrior is a bad game, but, like, there are only a handful of sections of the game that make you want to stab your eyes out from sheer frustration. Superman 64 is the kind of bad game that's very frustrating to play. Like Reboot. The Reboot video game is also really bad.
God, I remember that TV show being on the air.
I never watched it. I watched Wooly from The Best Friends play the Reboot video game. And, I'm amazed he survived the experience.
Oh God, the game desynced for a second and I just teleported through the volcano over here.
GG.
God, I watched, somebody I used to watch a lot. He runs I think he runs GDQ's Bad Block for their, random monthly events or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he played the Crow game. It was so bad, but also so hilarious.
The best speedrun that I ever watched for sheer entertainment value on GDQ was Jak and Daxter, The Precursor Legacy.
God.
The one where the streamer, or the runner, who was, I think was also a streamer, Bonehead, got in trouble.
That's happened so many times at GDQ.
But it was really funny.
Yep.
It basically, he had been awake for like 36 hours straight. And him and his couch were all to that point where they had so little sleep and they had been so busy for so long that they were all completely delirious.
It's amazing.
And he kept making mistakes. And they were making the dumbest, like, the kind of things that are only funny at 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Did you poop? Hi, Kitsy. He might have pooped, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to go check. But, and the best part is that the run was at, like, 3 in the morning. And at the time, it was the most popular run in GDQ's history that took place after midnight. Because so
amazing.
many people that were watching were going to their friends and being like, guys, you have to see this. It's fucking hilarious. It was
It's like,
so good.
God, what was that band? They were a deathcore band and just like they're all like 19-year-old kids from the US going to Germany for tour, and they're like, oh my God, we can legally drink here. And they were absolutely shit-faced for their first German show, and their guitarist wasn't able to actually fucking play his guitar. He was too drunk. And one of the other band members threw a bottle at him and knocked him out on stage. It was fucking hilarious. Like that level of, this is hilarious disaster.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to be upset the show was shit, but just the fact that you're heroically trying to play guitar while drunk, people will enjoy it.
Oh my God, it was the best. It was the best. Also, I will be right back. I gotta go check the litter box.
Roger, roger.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Could
Yeah,
you
he
move
pooped.
this? Could you move the scissor lift for me, so it doesn't break? There we go.
Yay. Yeah, he pooped. I had to clean it up.
Of course.
This will probably be our last one.
That is fair, because this was a huge level.
And the next one is even bigger.
Of course.
We'll take a look at it really quick, but it's big.
Yeah. Yeah, like House Flipper 2 with the Scooby-Doo DLC. Just like those levels were fucking huge. Like, I leveled up some of the skills from like 1 to cap just in one level.
Damn.
There was just so much stuff. There was so much trash in one of them.
Holy shit. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
Oh yeah, I was going to tell you this after you got back. So I've been watching the TV show Task on HBO Max. And it's decently technologically accurate. But the funny part is they were talking to somebody. He's like, yeah, I communicate with the guy on Snapchat, right? And he has a smartphone. And then you go back to the guy they're trying to track, and he's using a flip phone. And I'm like, you know, I don't think Snapchat's available for a flip phone.
I would be very surprised if it was.
And then the program they're using is literally just text messaging, and I'm like, it's not Snapchat. Also, Snapchat is still traceable.
It is. You have to work for it a little more, but it still is. You just gotta work for it.
Yep.
See, this one makes even less sense. Because this attraction was not made dirty in the town, where everything is filthy. They bought it this way. From Hawaii.
Interesting.
It looked like this before it got here.
It feels like we got a bad deal.
It's not great. There have definitely been better deals in the history of deal making.
Yep. To not have to deal with buggy ladders, I'm trying to parkour my way up palm trees.
Just
So
run off of the ladder so you get a bunch of airtime.
Yeah, the worst part is I fell off and there's just one leaf left on this damn palm tree to do. You know what, fuck it, I'm gonna try a ladder. Wish me luck.
Just don't break the game. Turn
You
off
say
the
that
force
like
field.
I intend to always break every game we play.
Turn off the force field that breaks the game. The one you were born with. Just turn it off.
If only it were truly that easy.
Alright. Whee! Bonk. How did the ladder go?
Not great. That ladder's too short.
I believe in you. But just in case, I'm gonna stay over here. Out of the way.
Strategic launch detected.
There wasn't even any nuclear material in the truck.
God, this ocean floor has like one spot somewhere, and I cannot find it to save my life. Oh, here we go. Found it. There we go. It was literally between the paws of the Dimetrodon.
That's not poggers.
Not poggers, my frog doggers. Bonus points if you get the reference.
Nope.
SWTOR, Star Wars The Old Republic, put in a PvP mode where you basically, they call it hot ball, but basically you're running a explosive ball to the end zone.
Oh.
And the two teams were frog dogs and rotworms. It was hilariously unbalanced if you got a team that knew how to play.
Oh, I bet.
Or you had a team that had stupidly high DPS, you could just murderate the other team.
Man, this is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, it's a really large level.
There's so much. We're
We're
supposedly
getting there.
80% done, and I don't believe it.
Yeah. It's speeding up. Like, now that I finished that damnable palm treat.
Man, the water budget in this town must be,
Insane.
yeah. Considering we're not even the only power washing company in town.
Yeah.
Or, well, county now. They've updated the lore. Uh-oh.
What? It just pulled me from over here. I was literally just standing here spraying, and all of a sudden I just get teleported.
Damn it. Pick me up, damn it. There we go. I got a little too far
Gotcha.
to one side.
So you
and it
got
was
too
like,
far and it just yoinked me into the seat.
well, because I got out of the seat. And the thing was like, oh, there needs to be someone in the seat. So it just grabbed you.
Yup.
It's like Bioshock Infinite. There's always a lighthouse and there's always a girl.
Yep. Supposedly they're still working on the next Bioshock after like 6 or 8 years, and they have nothing to show for it.
Doesn't really surprise me.
I am very curious what is going on with game dev that these studios are producing like decade-long games.
I don't know, man.
Also, I heard a rumor today that Naughty Dog's next game is going to take 10 years to make because they basically, the story leaked on 4chan, so they just tore the whole story out, ripped it up, and is starting over from scratch.
Why do companies do that?
Yeah, I have no idea.
So what if the story leaked on 4chan? Who cares?
That's what they did. I think they did that for Destiny too. They ripped out the entire story they had. They had like Peter Dinklage voicing it, and they just tore it up because it leaked.
They did the same thing with Mass Effect. Although that wasn't a leak. That was, I think, because they fired the guy.
Yeah, apparently a fan figured it out too, and they were very unhappy.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, we're gonna get a new story now.
They did it for Destiny 1 and Destiny 2.
Yep.
They redid the whole story at the very end. Mass Effect 3, same thing. They redid the whole story at the very end of development.
The Dragon Age Veilguard, same thing.
Yep. Yep. Half-Life 2 was completely scrapped
Yep. After
when
the
original version leaked out. They threw the entire game in the trash.
Yeah. I still think my favorite is the commentary for the section where you meet the Vortigaunt and have to go through the tunnels. They eventually originally it was a maze thing where you had to pick the right path to get out. And they realized that was a terrible idea after in testing. Somebody went in a loop for like 30 minutes and couldn't find his way out. So they're like, let's just make this a straight shot so you have to leave. And I'm like, that is what Valve Magic is just testing shit and really polishing it to the core to make it an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do, guys. And then when you release the game and you don't do that, and then people are like, man, this area sucks.
Yep.
Don't take it personally. Just fix it.
Yep, it's like Left 4 Dead versus Back 4 Blood.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's just that Valve polish and magic.
There are a number of people in the higher levels of the Valve team that will not accept subpar performance.
Yep.
And they're like, this sucks. Do it again. And
Yeah,
they're also in the group of, I don't care how much money it costs, fix it.
Yep.
I don't care if we
Valve?
have to delay the game. We don't have shareholders that give a shit.
Yep. It's honestly kind of insane how much money Valve makes per employee. It's like $150,000 per, no, 1.5 million, 50 million, something stupid like that.
It is a stupidly large number.
Is it 150 million? Something like that. They make a stupidly large amount of money per employee.
Yeah.
I think it's 1.5 million or something. It's insane.
Yeah. It is a stupidly large number.
Yeah. Like, honestly, if Valve approached me tomorrow and offered me a job, I would quit my job immediately.
Oh yeah, I would take a job at Valve in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
They have an impeccable reputation. I would take a job at Valve in a fucking heartbeat.
You know what's funny is, I don't know if they still have it. One of the perks for working for Valve is there's a Steam gift package that gives you every game on Steam. It can only be activated inside Valve, the Valve building, because it's literally blocked and linked to those IPs.
I guess that makes sense.
And I think there are still a few review accounts floating around that have every game on Steam, because that's what they did in the beginning. There wasn't like a way for people to just gift copies of games, so they just created review Steam accounts.
Yeah, there was that guy
Giant
that won a
Bomb
contest.
had one. I think Jesse Cox had one at one point.
There was that guy that won a contest forever ago.
Yep, he got all the games.
Back when Steam only had like 20 games.
Yeah. God, I wish I would have won. That would have been great.
Yeah, can you imagine how much money you would have saved over the years?
Pretty much.
I mean, easily in the thousands at this point. I've had my account for like 20 years.
Yep. I remember how much people hated Steam when it first launched for Half-Life because it didn't fucking work.
Yeah, I mean, it was a piece of shit from what I remember.
Yeah. And then it got better and better over the years. And it was only because a certain company fucked up their lawsuit and sent over papers that were in a different language, and they're like, no one will be able to read this. Hey, we got an intern who can read, I think it was Korean. What does this say? Translated everything, and oh, they just admitted to this. They fucked themselves. Imagine,
Oopsie.
we would probably still be fucking buying games on DVDs if Steam didn't take off.
Someone would have done it at some point, but it almost definitely wouldn't have been as good.
Yep.
I can almost guarantee that. That could just be because I'm jaded, but,
Oh, definitely. I mean, I feel like if you're in tech long enough, you have to become jaded. Because you just see so much shit.
mm-hmm. Gum Dum, give me Gum Gum. You know what that's from?
It sounds vaguely familiar.
The Ben Stiller movie.
Not ringing any bells.
Night at the Museum.
Oh god, it's been a long time since I've seen that one.
Dum Dum, give me Gum Gum. It's the head. The stone head. The ones that are all over that island.
Yeah, the thing I remember most about that movie is that was sort of when everybody realized something was up with Robin Williams, because he started not being able to remember his lines. Which he was always impeccable with that before.
That's a shame.
Yep. Yeah, Robin Williams was also terrifying in roles where he wasn't the good guy, because he played bad guys a few times and they were terrifying roles.
Mm, I can see that. I can see him. I mean, he was just a good actor, like straight up. I'm
Yeah.
sure he could have pulled off anything, to be honest.
Another thing I keep seeing that reminded me of is just people creating AI versions of deceased celebrities, and I'm
Oh
like,
God, stop! I hate that
and then
shit.
and then people are like, we can make AI copies of deceased people, and I'm like,
What
I've
if we
seen
don't?
Black Mirror and science fiction. This is a terrible idea.
What if we don't? The whole, the entire grieving and mourning process is already completely fucked up by tech.
Yep.
Can we just not make it worse?
Yep.
Like, we've completely destroyed that entire emotional process for ourselves. With
Yep.
photographs and voice recordings and social media and, you know, like, that. It's just... We've completely ruined it. We don't need to make it worse, okay?
Yep.
Because it used to be... someone would die. And all you maybe had were a couple of letters. And everything else is memory. And the important thing about memories is that our brain can change them if it makes us feel better. So over time, you start to forget certain things, and other things get kind of like wishy-washy.
Yeah.
And that is important because it helps us grieve. You don't get that anymore.
Nope.
Because you can always see their face and hear their voice and yada yada yada.
Yep.
Oh, Rue is sleepy.
No, he is upset about something. He wants something, but he doesn't want it enough to do what he has to do to get what he wants. He's just gonna sit behind me and whine.
I feel that in my soul.
He's very stubborn to his own detriment.
Oh, you missed a spot.
Wow. That was the spot to 100% the fucking job.
Damn, this one's kind of satisfying.
Yeah.
I want to watch that again.
You just saw me the beginning. I just randomly walked around spraying to kind of see how bad it was.
All right, let's go take a look at the next one.
I'm scared. God, remember that tunnel one that you, Foxy, and I did? That one took so long.
Oh my god, yeah. Fucking A. This is a lot.
That's huge.
This is a lot. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, and the whole ceiling.
Oh no, that's gonna be nutty.
Jesus. There's so much.
This feels like a job for Foxy. This is right up their alley.
This definitely feels like a job for more than 2 people.
Yep.
All right. I sprayed it a tiny bit. Jesus Christ.
That was crazy. It's such a huge level. After those 2 jobs, I still only have $105. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you know what I think it is? I think that the progress is tracked differently in this game. So what you have to do is you have to go to the single player. And when you go to do a mission, it will tell you, hey, you've already done this in multiplayer. Do you want to auto-complete it? Because that's what I had to do.
Gotcha, yeah, because I got like jack and shit in terms of money. I'm broke.
Yeah, that's what I had to do. Is when I went to do missions that I had done with you and Foxy, it just asked, hey, you've already done this in multiplayer. Do you want to auto-complete? And then I got paid. Whereas how it worked before in the first game is every time you did the mission, you would get paid. Every single time. I think you only get paid the first time.
Sounds about right.
So it's like a normal progression system. Now.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But anyway, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, sure thing.
I'm gonna go
Always
to bed.
a pleasure.
I am tired. Ugh. Have a good night, y'all. Thanks for hanging out. I love you all, and I will hopefully see you on Friday, depending on what's going on. But yeah, take care.